The original text of this story contains links back to all referenced prior stories for context. A link to the text post can be found in the video's description.
I kinda saw this shit coming. One could point to that premonition as the very reason for my recent commitment to rehabbing the Mo Phillips name. As the both of you know, I have been working from home since 2 days after Mika's birthday in 2020. Since then, and as documented in these very pages, I have employed Mo Phillips in my miscreants as a means of making some semblance of fun out here in this fucked up world without the onus of facing the circumstances of my actions. Until I had to face the consequences of my actions. Last Wednesday, I watched out of the window of my lower-level office as a Greensboro PD cruiser stopped in front of my house and sat there for a few minutes before approaching my door. Oh, shit! Rather than allow them to get all the way to the door and excite my dogs with the presence of a stranger, I met them at the front porch. Me. Good afternoon, officers. What can I help you with? Detective. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Officer Jimothy, and this is Officer Greaseback. I couldn't help myself. Me. Jimothy? Like Timothy with a J? Detective. Yes? Me. Wow. And your name is Greaseback? Detective. Yes, sir. Me. I gather you guys are somewhere between 30 and 40, just to look at you. You guys ostensibly made it through public school and then the police academy and clearly ate a lifetime of bullying related to those names and still chose not to legally change them as soon as you could. Detective. Well, me. Hell, it stands to reason that the bullying is why you became cops, but that is a conversation for your therapist. Detective. We're looking for a Mo Phillips. Me. Wrong address. Detective. Well, we have it on solid info that... Me. Got a warrant? Detective. Well, no, we just had some questions. Me. Well, I ain't Mo. I'll reach for my ID in my pocket. Please don't shoot me in front of this camera right here next to my door. Detective. Me. See? Not Mo. Detective. Well, do you mind if we ask you some questions? Me. Am I being detained? Detective. Well, no, sir. Me. Then yes, I mind. Detective. Just know that with the information we have, we will seek a warrant to bring you in for questioning. Me. Well, if I am to be inconvenienced to continue answering questions, then you will be to legally compel me to do so. Detective. Thank you for your time. I knew better to think that this particular exchange would end my interaction with law enforcement on this day. An hour later, they were back and not particularly looking to make best buddies or play with my dogs. Me. Welcome back. I take it you have a warrant this time? Detective. No, not yet, but... Me. Well, I'ma head on back in this house. Detective. But... Me. But what? Well, what in the butt? Detective. But there is one on the way as we speak. You can either come and talk to us about what you know about this Mo Phillips character on your own volition, or we can stuff you in the back of that Taurus and turn your house upside down looking for him when that warrant arrives. Me. So, follow y'all over to McGee Street? Detective. Thank you for your cooperation. Flip note. Fuck! It seems they got me by the short and curlies here. I better make this little 2-mile jaunt over to the station and try to explain this off in a manner that keeps me from meeting the since-released Booty Warrior successor. Upon arrival, I was not booked in or fingerprinted or anything. I was only there to answer questions and would have the option of stopping and requesting a lawyer at any moment. I sincerely hoped it would be an easily moved thing. No more Jimothy and Greaseback. Now I'm in an open room across the table with a stack of papers an inch high from the comparatively reasonably named Officer Woodcock. Okay, I'm here now. What you need? Detective. We've been receiving complaints here at the station from the community about a Mo Phillips and various escapades. Me. Detective. Well, then there was a minor tale of a guy selling clairvoyance services to bereaved families and bilking them for large sums. Me. I'm broke, homie. Detective. Then there was the fake healthcare racket. Me. Ha! Healthcare is already fake and a racket. What, they didn't want competition? Detective. Noted. Then there was a guy who came in with a very embarrassing story. Says he paid some service to bring an escort to him and got robbed for his trouble. The guy we brought up on this says he was put up to it by Mo Phillips. Me. Sounds like you got two criminals there, one for pandering and soliciting. Got what he deserved. Detective. Okay, so never mind that one. Me. Detective. In one especially sinister one, some people in old Irving Park, multiple families, complained of a Mo Phillips selling them Boy Scout cookies. Me. Detective. Well, frankly, that one's kind of funny. Me. Right? Detective. Well, the issue at hand is that this veritable crime wave seems to follow you about the city. Me. Sir, I have my doubts on your intel. Detective. Well, enlighten me. I've lived in the 06 zip code in Greensboro for most of my life, most especially and uninterruptedly so for the past 13 and a half years. Yes, but what? This apparent Mo Phillips person uses a burner phone, as most criminals should know. And the towers that burner phone ping off of are always consistent with where you live. So, the city has 300,000 people and the combined statistical area has over 1.5 million. Redlining has packed all the people y'all like to treat like criminals on the south and east sides of downtown. And you happen to fit the description provided by all black people fit the description to the police. So, try harder. There is either a highly unlikely series of coincidences at play here or a highly sophisticated criminal enterprise. Fuck, I look like Raymond Reddington? Huh? Never mind. There was a break in the complaints for a month in 2021 and no confirmable activity on the burner phone. Then it picked right back up right as the name deeded to your current house changed to yours. Criminal enterprise, you say? Something close to it. Y'all have my financials. I made the down payment on my house with profits from the old one. Fair. And no one has any fingerprints matching mine anywhere, or perhaps any immediately arrestable suspicion of my involvement. Otherwise, I'd be across the street and relieved of my shoestrings. Well, there's what? We've traced the purchase of that burner phone to the convenience store that sold it and found the then kid, now 19-year-old, who purchased it. So you found Mo Phillips. Congratulations, I guess. No. He said that some black guy in a Subaru put him up to buying it for him. And how many cars Subaru sells every day? Actually, we do. In the city of Greensboro, there are only 12 of those registered to black people, 7 of those are men, 3 of those registered to your ownership, and 2 of those were confirmed to have been parted and destroyed at wrecking yards in 2018 and 19 respectively. When we parse the remaining 3 cars out by zip code, we're left with, holy fuck, my Outback. Ready to talk? I feel like I need a lawyer. And that is your right, but we will have to arrest you. Damn that. What's the offer here? It depends on what your involvement is. I started crying. Oh, so the funny man has gotten scared. It's not that, Detective Woodpenis. Woodcock. Same thing. If it isn't, then what is it? The conglomerate. The what? I've been in questionable health since like 2015 with my blood pressure, my heart, and kidneys. Somehow they knew that and who? I don't know. I just know that one day after my 2018 hospitalization, I was getting phone calls telling me that my bills had been handled while I was on leave from work. From who? I don't know. I asked and they said don't worry about it. Well, if you give us a number, we might be able to. They always called me from an unknown number. I tried to ignore the calls as one does unknowns, but it kept ringing. But they had a script. They told me what to do and say. They told me how to handle getting the burner and even paid for it. But all the money, I was in their debt after that summer. I have kept none of it. They made sure to have it moved about in cash or in less than easily traced methods. There still remains the fact that you broke laws. I'm a victim, Detective Woodpenis, a victim. Now, look at me. I work every day and pay bills. I don't live lavish or have anything to show for your supposed crime wave. I am being used and now being made a patsy. Well, Mr. Patsy, one is still beholden to the laws in situations like this. Look, tap the burner if you want. Station a new agent in the trees behind my neighbor's house. The old one is kind of weird anyway. What? Nothing. Never mind. Just do whatever you can. Be in position to act whenever they contact me to do their bidding again. As I am apparently in their debt in perpetuity, they will be calling. Well, can I go now? Am I under arrest? Well, I guess you aren't. We still don't have enough to arrest you. Good. But we will take up your offer. Assume you're being watched at all times. That means you need to be on your best behavior, even at a crosswalk, as well as not downloading music illegally. Can that last one be negotiated? No. Shit. Now, get out of here before you admit to something we can arrest you for. You ain't got to tell me twice. And with that, I grabbed up my shit and got the hell out of there. It comes to obviousness that I was lying my ass off. There is no conglomerate. But I managed to keep Mo just obscure enough to keep Pio's ass out of the frying pan. The current problem, though, is that I have played Icarus with this thing for too long and now need to commit more heavily to the Mo Phillips rehabilitation effort. First thing I did was randomly hand the burner phone to an unhoused person walking downtown. That would certainly see the remaining minutes used up and the phone discarded somewhere far away from my house. I'm just glad that Detective Hickory Dick didn't mention cicadas. Even still, I know I haven't heard the last of this. When they come knocking again, you two will be the first to know. Police interactions. 1 star out of 5. Fucking bullshit. Would not recommend.